Good morning. It's Monday, which means I need to catch up on a lot of questions. I don't know about you, but I actually love Mondays. I know Mondays get a really bad rap. Usually, if you hate what you do for a living, Mondays can be the beginning of a downward spiral. I get that. I was there. But if you like what you do, I love what I do. Mondays are awesome. It's like getting back on the bike, taking sweet jumps. All right, a little housekeeping before we get to your questions. Me and all my personalities. In the lab, we have a brand new group, Loss and Grief. So if you guys are going through loss and grief, you might want to jump in there. The lab is really cool. Very we do things more casual over clinical, and we're building an amazing community in there. It's very tight, and people are supportive, like-minded people. So if during this whole pandemic you guys want to grow, you should check that out. Noelle and I are doing a webinar on how to coach people through relationships, one of my favorite topics. So go to journey.co, JRNI.co, and check that out, or Journey Coaching on Instagram. What else is going on? The text topic this week is self-esteem and self-worth. It's not too late if you want to jump in there. Just go to theangrytherapist.com or click on my bio link. Lots of stuff happening, guys. What's going on with you? If you have anything you're going through, if you have questions, just put them there in the little chat, and I'll try to get to them as I answer these other questions on the Instagram. All right. Someone asks, what are some healthy boundaries for adult children and parents? I don't know if she's talking about adult children as in adult children of alcoholics, because that's actually what I am, or she's just saying adult children as in adults who have been growth stunted. I don't know. But I think with parents, listen, the dynamic of our family or parents is usually one of the stickiest. And this is because when we hang out with our parents, it could be very triggering depending on how you were raised, right? Depending on your relationship with your parent. And it's not a bad thing. It just, you got to be aware of it. And I think it's hard for us to draw boundaries with family because they're family, right? And a lot of times we can be the what I call the kickstand, right? What you can end up being in a triangle where, like, for example, if mom has a problem with dad, mom goes to you, right? You being the one that's pulled inside to fix things, or to be the cushion or the emotional punching bag, or the maybe the vomit bag. I don't know, but if that's been your story, boundaries were blurred, and as an adult, when you go hang out with your family again, you snap back. You snap back into that 15-year-old or that 20-year-old or 7-year-old or whoever, and that's because the dynamic of that relationship is so strong. So the way you change the dynamic is actually by drawing boundaries. I think it's okay to send our parents to voicemail once in a while. I think it's okay to say no. I think it's okay to say, these are the things that we can talk about, and these are the things that we can't, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that I love you less, right? All right, guys, next question. Struggling to move on, to have purpose. He left me ×2. I blame myself. Okay, so the first thing that hits me is you blaming yourself. So if you blame yourself, I feel like you need to work on that. You got to process that. That blame can keep you stuck, can keep you feeling guilty or feeling that you should. And also you say ×2, which means that there's been 2 rounds, and maybe part of that pattern of going back to someone has to do with you blaming yourself. Part of moving on from any expired relationship is forgiveness, and not just forgiving the other person, but forgiving yourself. None of us are perfect. We are not in relationships. Of course, we're easy to blame the other, but we ourselves are not perfect. We contribute to 50% of a relationship. Even if the other person is toxic, you still contribute to that dynamic, right? So just your participation alone, so take responsibility, take ownership of your piece in what happened, and then starting to forgive and heal instead of blame and hold on. So, and of course, that's not it's not something you do in a week or a weekend. It's something that you have to work through and process. There's a journey involved. If you're going through an expired relationship, we actually have a singles class just for singles, people who are going through breakups and on their singlehood journey in the lab. So you should check that out as well. All right, next question. How do I stop pursuing unavailable partners? I think it's great that you know what you're doing, right? Because I think awareness is the beginning. And then I think you have to start asking why. So when we ask ourselves why, we are now following the thread down, right? We're trying to figure out, trying to understand why we do what we do. That's just as important, I think, as the awareness. Just because you're aware of something, if you don't start asking why, where it's coming from, there's a high chance you're just going to keep repeating that pattern. So this person is aware of pursuing unavailable partners. Now it's asking yourself why. Why are you doing that? Is it because you're afraid of intimacy? Is it because there is something about getting someone who's unattainable that makes you feel more valuable? I don't know, but or maybe it's a combination of things, right? Maybe if someone is unavailable, then that's safe to you because then you don't have to fully commit or show yourself, right? I don't know, but depending on why you do this, what you need to do to stop doing it is I mean, it's going to vary depending on why you do this, right? So being aware that you pursue unavailable people who are unavailable. And I get it, there is a little bit of like that chase that is exciting, of course. And also just as humans, we tend to want things that we can't have. And those are just natural things. But if you have a pattern of constantly chasing after people who are taken or unavailable, you're setting yourself up for poor, unhealthy love experiences, and that can be a cycle, that can be a very slippery well. So ask yourself why you do that, and then it's breaking patterns. It's choosing someone now who is available. And here's the thing: whenever we break a pattern, whenever we choose to do something that we're not used to, there's going to be resistance. There's going to be this uncomfortable feeling. It may look like, in this case, it may look like boredom. It may look like you. If someone actually wants to be with you, you may actually not want that, and something inside you may be like, oh, this is too easy, this is not what I'm used to. And that's going to be the work, is to lean into that, right? Knowing that you're going to break a pattern, and by doing so, you're going to give yourself an experience that is new and different, and that's how you start to rewire yourself. If you don't break that pattern, if you just think about it, right, but don't actually do it, you're not giving yourself a new experience, right? You're not changing wiring. You're not changing the understanding of something new in your body, right? So I talk a lot about this idea of new love experiences, and what's difficult about new love experiences is if you're used to things that are maybe unhealthy or toxic, if you're used to chaos, if you're used to people who are unavailable, then when you try to find healthy love, it's going to be weird. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to want it. If you're used to sugar, if you're used to donuts, and that's what you like, and then one day you say, okay, I need to eat just a plain piece of toast, right? That's not it's not going to taste good. You're gonna crave the sugar. And I think with healthy relationships in the beginning, it could feel that way. And so to lean into that, to drop into your body, to experience it, to feel it, so you could have revelations, to the point where you actually then enjoy it, until the point where the toast is actually good and then the donut is too much, right? You could get to that place, and when you get to that place, and you feel it in your body, then you know that there's change that's happening internally, right? It's not just logical what I should do, but it's like this deeper change where you are now evolving into a different person. Anyway, guys, happy Monday. Thank you for asking all of your questions, and be well.